Get ready to find a card every time in a way nobody will believe. Not only that, this trick is entirely self-working, contains no tricky moves, and needs no prior setup. Grab some cards, hit subscribe for more confidence building tutorials, and let's uncover the impossible. Okay, so as ever, let's just kickstart by taking a look at the effect itself, an amazing display of intuition. And we're going to start with a shuffled deck. So just hand the cards to a spectator. They can shuffle those as much as they like. The cards really are mixed. Now, you're going to turn away so you can't see anything that's happening, and you're going to ask the spectator to take the deck. And you're going to ask them to deal 15 cards into a face-up pile on the table. And as they do this, to remember one of the cards. It's a totally free choice, any card that they like. And you're going to ask them to remember their card and also the number at which that card is dealt. So for example, whether it's the second, third or fourth card dealt, and so on. So the spectator will start to deal and count 15 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's say the spectator chooses this card here. So they're going to remember the 2 of hearts as their selected card, and also the number 6 as it's the 6th card dealt. And without saying anything, they'll just continue to deal cards to 15, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, to really mix things up, with yourself still looking away, you're now going to ask the spectator to deal a second pile to the right, just here. And this time you're going to ask them to deal a number of cards face down corresponding to their secret number. So obviously in this case, that's the number 6. So the spectator will now deal 6 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And obviously doing that silently so that you can't hear. And with that done, they can just place the rest of the deck to the side. Ask the spectator now just to gather up the face-up cards here and to place these on top of the pile on the right, and then to place the remainder of the deck on top, like so. At this point, you can now turn back around towards the cards and take the deck. You can emphasize with the spectator that they have selected a totally random card. There's no way that you could know their number, their selected card, or the position of that card. However, you can explain you're going to attempt to find that card using nothing but intuition. And to prove that it's intuition, you're going to place the deck behind your back so that you can't even see the cards. So placing the deck behind your back like so, you're going to see whether you can sense the spectator's card. Okay, so let's see. I'm sensing something around here. I think I'm getting close. It could be somewhere around here. And so once you think you're close, you can just bring the cards back out to the front. Now you can explain to the spectator that obviously you haven't managed to get to the exact card, but you think it's somewhere amongst this set of cards just here, so you can place the rest of the deck to the side. Now to get to the exact card, we're going to need a little more precision, but you can also explain that you want to make things as challenging as possible, so you're just going to take the cards here and divide them into 2 separate piles, and then just place the piles down on the table. Now you're going to ask the spectator to choose one of these piles. It's a totally free choice. Let's say they choose the pile just here. You're going to take the other pile for yourself. And here you're just going to demonstrate to the spectator how you want them to mix their pile of cards, exactly like you. So just drawing off the top and the bottom card into a new pile onto the table. So you're just dealing and mixing as you go. And so the spectator will do exactly the same with their pile here, just drawing off the top and the bottom cards to the table and dealing and mixing the cards until they've dealt all of the cards. With that done, you're now going to ask the spectator to choose one of the piles and place it on top of the other pile. And again, it's a totally free choice. Let's say they choose this pile over here and just place it on top, like so. With that done, there can be no doubt the cards are now mixed, and you're just going to turn away again so that you can't see and hold out your hand. And here you're just going to ask the spectator to take single cards and one at a time to place them onto your hand, and you're going to try to sense the spectator's card. So once again, just using your intuition alone as the spectator places cards onto your hand, and they're just going to continue placing cards like so. And you're just going to try to be sensing the spectator's card. Now, at some point, you can explain that you think You're really close. Now hold on. So just here, you're going to ask them to stop dealing and actually to take one card off, to remove one card and just place it back onto the deck. At this point, you can now turn back around and explaining you think it's just here. You can take the top card and place this on the table. With the spectator's card having been totally lost for the very first time, you can now ask them to name their selected card. Of course, in this instance, it was the 2 of hearts. And now you can reveal that this card right here, found with nothing but intuition, is indeed the 2 of hearts. Okay, so let's take a look at the secret to this effect. Now, you really do start with a shuffled deck. The spectator can shuffle the cards as much as they like. And once they're happy and with yourself looking away, you're going to ask the spectator to deal 15 cards into a face-up pile on the table. You just need to make sure the spectator remembers their card and the number corresponding to the position that the card is dealt. So the spectator will start dealing cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say the spectator remembers this card here, the King of Clubs, as their selected card. They're also going to remember the number 8, as it's the 8th card dealt. Make sure they don't tell you, but just continue to deal to 15, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now ask the spectator to deal a pile of cards face down to the right, corresponding to their secret number. So in this instance, the number 8. 1, 2, 7, 8. They can then place the rest of the deck to the side. Ask the spectator now to take the face-up pile of cards and to turn these face down and to place them on top of the pile on the right. And then ask them to take the remainder of the deck on the left over here and to place these on top like so. At this point, you can now turn back around and take the cards. Now, as it stands, regardless of the card selected by the spectator, that card is going to be the 16th card from the bottom of the deck. And if you like, at this point, you can perform some full shuffles or cuts of your choice, just to make it look as though things really are mixed. You're now going to take the deck behind your back with a view to trying to find the spectator's card. And here's what happens. All you're going to do here is just to count 18 cards off of the bottom of the deck. So just as follows. And with that done, you can just bring the 18 cards and the remainder of the deck back out to the front. The spectator's card is now going to be the 3rd card from the top of the pack just here. Taking this pack, you're now just going to count off 9 cards in order to make 2 even piles of cards. And all you need to do here is just to note which pile contains the selected card, so this pile just here. Ask the spectator then to select a pile, and they can select any pile they like. Let's say they select this pile, you're going to take the other pile for yourself. You're now just going to demonstrate how to mix the cards just by drawing off the top and the bottom card and dealing these into a new pile. And you're going to repeat this for all of the cards. And the spectator will now do exactly the same with their pile of cards. Now ask the spectator to place one of these piles on top of the other pile, and all you need to do is once again just keep track of the pile that contains the selected card. So let's say they place this pile on top just here. If the card with the selected card goes on top, that card will now be the 4th card down. If the other pile goes on top, then the selected card will be the 13th card down. Knowing the position of the card, all you need to do now is count as the spectator places individual cards into your hand. So in this instance, counting for the 4th card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knowing that the selected card is the top card here, you can now turn around, take this card and place it on the table. Asking the spectator to name their card, you can now reveal that that is indeed this card right here. In this instance, the King of Clubs. And there you have it. Remember, every effect you learn builds momentum, and that momentum boosts confidence, helping you to succeed in everything you do. So keep on going, and the results will follow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.